Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ron Engelstad, Thunderdome, Minnesota, and this is kind of the after-action report for the Nerf battle I was at today, this evening. It was sponsored by Busby, so we got Busby blasters out, and we had a great turnout. The current number was for the whole event was 287, and that's not counting adults, I don't think, who came through. It was an indoor event at a dome, and they had other games as well, but we got all the players to come through our event probably at least once, and a lot of them stayed the whole time, the whole 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just playing Nerf and Busby with us. So, there are some really cool things that happened. The person who is in charge of Project My Neighborhood, whose name is Matthew, he wanted to be in his 7-foot tiger outfit and run around shooting the thermal hunter and interacting with the kids and playing. He didn't want to run the event. He's run several of these big events before, and he wanted to have more playing time, which is completely understandable. So he had me running the games. Michael was doing support and Busby interactions and interacting with the people as they came in. His wife was helping with the waivers. So we also had another couple of people who were helping on the field, Seprum and a couple other people who were assisting the event. So, just like most events that are successful are because of help and volunteers. You don't always have to be the one in charge, but helping is always a plus. So, we had the thermal hunter blasters. We had 20 of those, and we had 20 sets of the covert ops with the walkie-talkies in the stock, and I had brought my Eradicator, which was like this one, the blue version, and I had my Kronos and some other things. So, we've encountered something new with the Thermal Hunter, with using stock darts, stock springs, and in a dome in the winter. If you could see us when we were leaving, we had the artificial grass from feet all the way up into our torsos, and on all of our gear and all the blasters and everything else. The static electricity was very strong, so with that long barrel on the Thermal Hunter, I think when it would shoot a dart, if the kid, okay, there were a lot of younger players. We had kids, all the way down to 3 or 4 years old on the field. So if they would shoot and make sure if the dart didn't leave the barrel, they'd of course, chamber another one and fire again. And then all of a sudden they get 2 stuck in the barrel, then they do it again, and then it would jam. It would jam more. And then of course, then they come and find us, and I had to unjam the blaster. So, that's why I think the Eradicator, the kid I loaned mine to, of course, almost right away, was never had a problem, fired just fine because of the short barrel. The covert ops with the walkie-talkie in the stock, same thing. It was a great performer, it shoots very far, and with that short barrel from where you chamber it, no problems with the static electricity. So, that was a new problem for us. So that'll be something to think about in the future, but I don't think it affected the fun too much. We got the guns, we got the blasters functioning pretty quick whenever there was a problem. The other thing was the artificial grass was sticking to the rival rounds. I don't think it affected the Kronos or the Apollos that were on the field. I think there was also some with the Helios. Too bad. But people with Nemesis, and I don't think we ran the Prometheus that we had there, because the hopper, even the hopper was on the inside, was full of the artificial green grass, because it would stick to the rifle rounds, put the rifle rounds in the hopper, and it would just jump. So I don't know if that would get into the motors or whatnot. So I'm glad that we didn't run the couple Prometheuses that we had brought for the Tiger to be shooting across the field. Like I said, this was a new problem that we didn't think we were going to encounter. So be interesting to see in the future if that has an effect. I also met some other people who are in the hobby, part modding blasters. He had a Mastodon Centurion integration, which was really cool to see. And during the battle, he came up to me on the field and gave me this 3D printed Jolt holster. And I thought that was awesome. Oh, see? You can even see that in the inside, maybe. There's some of the green artificial grass pieces in there. Like I said, it was just sticking everywhere. And he said, you know, he didn't give me the Jolt. This is mine from at home. But he designed it to, you know, be a nice friction fit on the orange style without the extra collar Jolt. So that was awesome. And, you know, I gave him a sweet revenge I had on my gear as a exchange. And so that was awesome. Then we were talking after the event, and I said, you know, yes, I'm, you know, Ryan Engelstad. I gave him the one patch I had off my shirt. And he said, oh, you're Ryan? And we talked because, you know, oh, I've seen you, that you gave stuff to Xavier, Captain Xavier, and you know, talked about this, that, and the other thing. So I thought it was cool that he gave it to me even before he knew that I was, you know, who I am. Not that I'm anything extraordinary, of course. I'm just a somewhat average person. But that just shows that I think he was giving them just to us because we were running the event, not because we were anybody or thought he'd get any credit out of it. And this was from Wolfpack Nerf. And so thank you so much again for that. And hopefully we'll be able to coordinate things in the future, especially since you're here in Minnesota, as far as getting things going here. I know it's winter and we're not going to be doing as much, but, you know, trying to keep the Nerf hobby active and happy here in Minnesota. So, it was a great turnout, a great event. We had, was it 14? We had some that stayed helping to clean up all the way to the end, and the kids who stayed all the way to the end helping clean up got to take home a Thermal Hunter or a Covert Ops, or I gave them the 2 Busby pistols I brought, or the Busby light, the one with the flashlight on top of it, off of my gear, as thank yous for staying to help clean up till the end. Oh, we also had an Andrea's rifle, and I made sure everybody who got a rifle or a blaster got 20 AccuFake darts that I had brought to use at the event. So, yeah, great event, great time, good crowd, and it was also a free event, and yeah, which makes it even nicer, I guess, you know, just nicer as well. So, once again, thank you, Busby, for your support and blasters. They made everybody's day. I'm sure there'll be other videos to come as far as some gameplay footage, and I wasn't the only one taking videos, so there may be other ones popping up around the internet. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.